So I heard y'all was looking for a makeup tutorial. Let's get into it. Starting off, we already prepped the skin off camera. So I'm just about to go in with that NYX the face glue primer and rub that in good because this stuff is gonna grip, okay? Next, we are gonna go in with our cream bronzer, making sure to pat in at the high points of my cheekbones, my forehead, and I'm sculpting around my nose and at the front part of my eyebrow as well. Now this is very crucial to get that very seamless look, so make sure you take your time on this part. Now for concealer placement, I'm going to do a small triangle underneath my eyes, and then I'm going to drag it up towards my temple to give the face a more lifted effect. Then we're going to do the upper lip, chin, nose, and the forehead. Now for blush placement, we are going to keep it at the high points of our cheekbones so that we do not drag our face down and erase all that work that we just did, okay? Taking my NARS foundation, I'm just going to put it on the edges of my face. I'm going to skip the center because that's where the concealer is doing most of the work for me. So I am just going to blend it into the bronzer and a little bit of the blush, and then I'm also going to go over the concealer that is around my mouth to give that a more seamless look. And boom, we coming together just like that. You see? Yeah. Now we're just going to spray a little bit of that face glue setting spray and get right into blending out that concealer. So I like to use a powder puff when I blend out my concealer. I feel like it just gives it a more soft look and it helps get those harsh lines out of there. So at this point, I'm gonna just keep blending, making sure that I go over every harsh line to get that airbrush look, okay? Now when we pick up this powder, we are gonna rub it on the back of our hand real fast just to smooth it out, because whatever that powder looks like on that sponge or that puff is how it's gonna look on your face. Starting with the under eye, we're just gonna press that powder in real lightly, and then we'll go back in and pick up a little bit more and bake a little bit on the sides of the nose. Then I'm gonna set my chin, my upper lip, and my forehead. This is honestly like my favorite part when everything starts to come together. Now we are going to bake that nose. That's the only part of my face that I really like to bake, just to make sure that it stays nice and matte throughout the day. And then we'll take the rest of that excess powder and set the rest of our face. Okay, so for bronzer, we got that NARS Laguna 06. So we are just gonna lightly tap that in on all the spots where we put our cream bronzer, okay? This part right here makes everything come together beautifully. When it comes to going over the nose, I do it lightly. I'm really only doing it to dust off that excess powder that I used to bake the sides of my nose. And also to blend into my eyeshadow and make the front of my brows look more natural. Now